everything up.
Good evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and joining me as always. And I'm so tickled pink that when it went live, Steve was saying they fucked it up. So we got that as our intro.
Yeah. That's right.
And of course, I mean, we have the king of naughty words with us tonight as our guest. No, not TJ. He's a pure-hearted soul. But we have my co-host as always, Steve the Voice White. Steve, great to see you, sir.
Good to see you too.
And of course, one of our favorite people in the community. He's always awesome.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a great dude. And you can't smile when you hear TJ or see TJ. It is Flash by Night. How you doing tonight, TJ?
Smile.
I am pretty good. It's great to hear that I am pure of heart. I wouldn't have known until you told me. So I appreciate you giving me the update.
I had to even it out because Steve's black of heart. He's like a rotted soul in there.
Yeah, great. So I get to be the evil one, do I? Up here in
So
the apologetic of the countries.
We're like shades of gray. It's okay.
No, that's not even coal in there. I don't know what that substance is. No, I'm just kidding. No, but TJ, so I reached out to you. I wanted to have a Transformers edition of the 10-1, and of course, I wasn't going to start a Transformers one without you doing the first episode. So thank you so much for coming on. We certainly appreciate it.
Yeah,
I feel honored, actually.
And your third appearance on the 10-1 as well.
Is it my third already?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is my third. Okay.
You know, look, he's having thoughts like, damn, I'm not as good at ducking Gary as I thought I was.
or I don't remember everything I thought I remembered, which is entirely possible.
Right?
That may be the thing.
I have that every day. But so we'll do the quick 2 minutes again of who you are, what your channel's about for anyone new that might be watching you tonight. And of course, your links are in the description below. So anyone that doesn't know you and sees you and just has to find out more of what TJ talks about and loves and his channel's about, will be able to just click on that button and go right to your channel and subscribe. But the floor is yours, sir.
All right. I am TJ, aka Flash by Night. And for a while, my channel has been more like Transformers by Dawn or something. I don't know. I haven't done much Flash or Moon Knight stuff in a while on the channel. And also, I haven't done my usual Transformers fare on the channel much, which reminds me, if your favorite creators are consistent and give you the content you want week in, week out, day in, day out, make sure to I don't know how you would do solids for them, recommend them, share them or whatever, because I am very inconsistent, and the effort it takes for consistency is kind of crazy. But that's not about me. There's not much to know about me besides I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, Alabama fan, so I need some comedic relief tonight.
And folks, he's also a veteran, so make sure you show your respect for him for being a veteran as well.
That is correct. That is correct. And Sunday, November 10th, is the Marine Corps birthday, and I will probably be posting things about the Marine Corps from here until at least past the weekend, because you have Marine Corps birthday, then Veterans Day, and if the Marines annoy you, just put up with them. Maybe offer them a crayon or something. And everything will be okay.
As long as they color inside the lines.
Yes. And if the crayon comes back and looks like it has a tooth mark in it, it was a Marine. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, let's say hi to our audience tonight. We have Las Cruces, as always. Good evening,
Hey,
sir. Nice to see you, James. One of my all-time favorite people ever, Jerry the Jitterbug. Good evening, Jerry. Great to see you. Steve the Voice White, of course, our co-host, and another great friend of mine and another favorite person, Joe, Anachronic Comics. Great to see you, Joe.
He said he's going to be in.
He will be in and out. Joe is no longer one of my favorite people. No, just
unsubscribe, delete.
Right.
Like that.
DJ saying hi to everybody. Mr. DBH.
DBH. Hoot, hoot. Yeah, bring in
the Transformers.
DBH is another big Transformer fan, too.
I was about to say, if you have a second Transformers show, that's who you need to call on.
Right? Oh, I will. I want to get a wrestling one done with him, too.
Oh,
Yeah. So we got Aggressively Relaxing, who has been killing it in comments lately. There's been a few streams I've been in where I've just been chuckling so hard at the things he's been putting in there. He has a great sense of humor. Mr. Ruby G, great to see you, sir. Ruben, one of the great supporters in our community and
Cowabunga.
And just in general in life. He supports everyone. What a great dude.
Mm-hmm.
John's Comics for Kids. He's all right.
Hey, John.
Look for John, right? Look for John and Chuck Hensey. They were given a list by Cliff to pick out 10 certain types of movies. So they're having a 10-1-1 off on November 14th where they're competing against each other.
Oh, that's
and so you guys will be saying like whose one is better for each thing. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
That'll be
cool.
Cliff
on as a co-host. And my normal co-host, if it's I don't know if that's I think it's either a Tuesday or Thursday. I don't know anymore. I'll have to check the calendar. Mr. Bobby De Legato, how you doing, sir?
Bobby. Get Digger Jim in there too.
There we go. Sooner or later, the hoot will return to 10-1-1.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I want to see another dancing video like you're on your way to the 10-1-1.
Yeah, DVH really stepped up with that second video, man. You didn't think you could repeat and do as good, but he did amazing on that on the Brian's the LCS thing there. That was awesome.
Full disclosure, I did not watch the awards, so I don't know. All right. So TJ, we're back to you. Anyone else that's coming in, I'll give them a tip of the hat. But sir, start us out.
All right, we're going to start off without going too deep into it. We know what today is. I won't get too topical with it, but we're going to start off with All Hail Megatron.
Oh, yeah.
Issue number 1.
Great series.
I actually have not read this series. I just got issue 10 in. I've been waiting on issue 10 because I can't get into something and anticipate having to stop once I start. Right. And so I didn't want to read I read issue 1 just to see what it was about. Maybe last year I found issue 1 by happenstance, and I checked it out, and so it started off pretty cool. But I didn't want to get all the way into the book and then have to stop because I can't find an issue somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, so this book starts off. Funniest thing in the world, starts off with the Constructicons on Earth looking like good guys, and they're going to help build up the city, and the citizens were happy. And then Megatron comes down and gives the signal, and all heck breaks loose with all the Decepticons in the street. All heck breaks loose because for some reason, I don't know why yet, but the Autobots are all stuck on Cybertron, all beat up from the feet up.
Megatron.
I don't know how they solved that problem, but we'll find out sometime eventually. Maybe I'll cover it on the channel when I start going through the story.
And all these different Transformers, they get so much love, right? The Constructicons, the Dinobots, all these different kinds, the Headmasters. But what doesn't get any love are the C ones. Came in what issue, like 68 or 88 or something? You had the underwater Transformers?
I haven't read in the original run. I haven't read that far ahead yet.
Yeah, there are. There's these ones that they look like piranha.
You know what?
There's Sharkticons, and
because you got the Beast ones too.
Yeah, there was
I think those, just judging by covers, those pop up, I think, in issue, at least on the cover, in issue 47, which is the start of the
yeah,
which is the start of this Underbase saga. Which
thank you, Seacons. I was trying to remember it.
That's it.
Who was that? Tony Comiverse posted about the Underbase saga sometime this week, and I think that's where I saw that's where I saw the piranha looking Transformers on the cover. But I think that's in issue 47. I haven't got that far yet.
Yeah, but they have that island where it's basically the Decepticon ship underwater, and just they got the little island
at the top there, right? The Seacons.
Yeah. The Seacons.
Watch TJ go and dig that out now for a spec pick.
So I have a spec pick, but it's. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Right.
Yes, we will.
So, book number 2 is actually decent. It was a decent story, but I really, really love this cover. And this one is King Grimlock issue number 4.
That's cool.
That cover's got a lot going on. Look at
that. The IDW run had a lot of really cool covers.
Yeah, I really, really like this cover. Like the story itself was pretty good, but
yeah,
wait a minute, a Piranacon. Well, now I gotta go read it. even though, even in that issue, so I've heard a lot about that story, but I'm missing issue number 49, and so now I'm scared to read 47 and 48.
Because then you'll miss a piece of the story.
Yes, the story runs. It's like one of the most popular Transformer story from Marvel. It goes from 47 to 50, and I'm missing 49. And if I read 47 and 48 and have to pause for like a year and a half trying to find 49, I'm gonna be upset.
But yeah, that would suck. You know what? I'll have to check because I got a few random Transformers books here. 49 is one of them. It's yours. I'll have to check now.
All right.
There you go.
But yeah, so this like I said, this is a decent story. But I really, really, really needed this.
Did you like the IDW era Transformers a lot?
I didn't jump on I jumped on later in the IDW era of Transformers. A lot of the really good IDW stories I think I missed out on, and I'm gonna have to get back to. I picked trades. Even the trades are so IDW has like 300 issues in their run total.
Wow.
They've got like 300 and something issues.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna have to do something because I don't want to pony up much for like the omnibuses or whatever. Right. Or is it omnibuy? What's the multiple of omnibus?
Omnibuy.
Yeah, omnibuy.
I don't like omnibus. I don't know if I want to pony up for the omnibuy, but I may have to in order to get back to the
omnibuses. The more than meets the eye.
Yeah, the more than meets the eye and the lost. I hear a lot about Lost Light.
So yeah, and so Dr. Von Houten and I were talking about that when I got most of my All Hail Megatron. A guy was selling those, the Lost Light and the More Than Meets the Eye, at a pretty decent, really good rate actually, in like a Facebook claim sale. And I got scooped on the More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light.
Oh.
Oh well, that's the part of the hunt though. It'll come around. If it needs to be in your collection, it'll get there.
That's what I believe. It takes a lot of patience.
Yes, it does. And that's what the charm of our hobby is. It's the hunt. Yeah. Without books to hunt, then what would we be doing? We're just sitting in a room full of all our books, right?
Right.
All right. This next book is not actually is not book number 3, because most people would expect for this to be book number 3.
Is it book number 3 in disguise?
Transformed.
No. I will tell you, this is actually book number 3.
Oh, nice. Okay.
This is issue number 6 right afterwards. So let's see.
But that cover is just awesome.
everybody loves this cover. I think it's St. Kevin's, right? No.
Yeah, Bill St. Kevin.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody loves this cover. But in issue number 6, that's when we find out why Shockwave showed up. Because Shockwave kind of showed up at the very end of issue 5.
Yeah.
In issue 6, you find out what he's done with all the Autobots, what he's specifically done with Optimus Prime.
Yep.
What he feels about Megatron and Megatron's emotional state, and why his obsession with Optimus is actually holding the Decepticons back, and that's why Shockwave comes and takes over the Decepticons in issue number 6, basically. So whereas we've always known Megatron to lead the Decepticons, like the Transformers comic is like, all right, Megatron, you got 5 issues. Then you got to hit the bricks.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Well, but he knew it. Like he knew he was at like 70% power, but his emotions and his ego would not let him sit back and wait for the right time. Instead, he wants to on 70% power. He wants to fight Shockwave, and it did not work out.
No, it did not. Good.
And even when he came back, because he was gone. After that, he was gone until issue 13, and then when he came back after issue 13, they still kind of split leadership half and half, but kind of contentious until issue 24 is when he lost his little mind. He lost 25 is when he lost his marbles.
Yeah. The battle with Optimus.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
All right, so that was issue number 3. Issue book number 4. I'm gonna cheat and actually put up a set, which is
the Travado clause,
right? I was gonna say he's invoking.
If you're keeping score, this is gonna be the second time I snuck 2 books in for one entry.
Going to full Joe.
It's the Travado clause. Yes.
Oh, connecting covers. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are some.
They're signed.
Did Jay Lee sign these? I forget who signed these.
It's signed. It doesn't look like
Jay Lee. Not Jay Lee, Pat Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And these came as a AOK from Retro Rocket Comics.
Wow.
Who is
that's up here.
Chris's LCS. There we go.
Yep.
And DBA, for clarification, was saying that was a Mark Bright cover.
Mark Bright
for issue 5.
Oof.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah,
those are
they've got a few I've got at least 2 or 3 connecting covers from the Dreamwave run. And Retro Rocket sent me over a few a nice little AOK of Transformers, including these 2. And since then I went Dreamwave crazy, and I think I may be 1 book short of like the first 3 Dreamwave series. That's right. It's not sneaking if you tell them.
So
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Dreamwave part. So
they are,
but I know Chris from Retro Rocket Comics is awesome.
Yes. So Dreamwave, I think, got the license right after Marvel. I don't think there was anybody else between Dreamwave and that
IDW.
I feel like there's this publisher called DDP or DPP that they have had.
Yeah, Devil's Due Publishing.
Yeah, I think they may have had something to do with the Transformers around that time. I'll have to go back and look and see.
Yeah, they held quite a handful of licenses for a very short time, like Sheena and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. What was that? 3 or 4?
That was 3. Transformers 6, right?
Okay.
No, that was.
Now he's at 4. Now
that
he's
was
at
4.
5.
That was connecting covers. All right.
Yeah, that's 4. That's
connecting covers.
Yeah, 5.
All right. So issue number 5.
It is confirmed, TJ. Devil's Due had it for briefly.
We have the Encyclopedia DVH here. We're good.
Something else for me to hunt for. The Lost Transformers transcripts. All right. Issue number 24.
There we go. Yep.
Where Optimus Prime dies for the first time. So Optimus and Megatron end up in a video game, basically. It was Optimus and the Protectobots.
Yep.
And Megatron and
the Combaticons.
The Combaticons. Yeah. I'm like, who forms Bruticus? Yeah, and the Combaticons. Yep. They all get stuck in this video game together. And the point is to eliminate all of the other combatants on the other side, but also not to harm any of the life forms in the video game. You got to treat the life forms in the video game like they're actually life forms. And so through some shenanigans, Megatron managed. So Megatron,
he cheated. Like he always does.
And he got back in the game.
He straight up cheated.
And Optimus took him down the second time. But as Optimus took him down, he accidentally killed knocked some of the life forms off a cliff, so some of them died. So even though Optimus technically won, when they came out of the game, he agreed that he won by cheating himself. He didn't mean to. And so he told the kid who had like this dynamite hooked up to both of them to blow him up because he didn't win fairly. And that's how Optimus Prime dies in this book.
But did he?
Of course not.
I have not read. I've read up to. Is it 35? No, I've read to 34. The 2-part Man of Iron story.
Yep. Yeah, that one that was done in England.
Yeah, that's what I've read through. I don't want to read too far ahead, and then by the time I get ready to record something, forget what I read. So I just kind of read, record.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get stuck in a video game, and it's gonna be called Canuck Hunt, and it's gonna be like Duck Hunt, but there's gonna be a bunch of flying Steves, and I'm gonna take them down with a snowball.
The flying Canadian.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll have my dragons after your ass. You're smoked. I got a dead one too.
So like, is he the only Canadian you're hunting?
No. There's
more.
There's Mark Andrews, but he's so tall, it doesn't matter where you throw the snowball, it'll hit him.
He's going to show up if you say his name enough times, you know.
Like Joe Hendry.
Yeah, like Beetlejuice.
Oh, like Beetlejuice. All right. Book number 6 is a book I know I haven't read yet, but it is.
Nice.
Oh, great cover.
Jim Lee on Transformers.
Oh yeah, Jim Lee did a bunch of good covers too.
I think he did 2. There's one more. I feel like I have it, but I didn't see it when I was. He did 3?
53.
53, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Jim Lee cover.
I feel like I have it somewhere, or else I've already claimed it on somebody's claim sale, and it's floating around in comic claim sale space.
Yeah. It's a one where the chick has got the Transformer by the throat with the sword.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a Jim Lee cover.
But yeah, I haven't read this one yet. Like I hadn't gotten that far, but
yeah, Jim I don't own that one.
Now, DVH, have you read the whole Marvel run? Let us know in the comments, sir.
Yeah, it goes up to 80.
Yes.
I just love that you haven't read a lot of these yet, because it gives you so much to look forward to and discover.
Right.
And the last few issues are tough to get too. They're scarce.
I got 79 and a few more. I got 79.
That's a tough one to get.
Maybe one more 70 and a couple of 60s and a couple of 50s from a guy who
see? What did I tell you? What did I just say? Okay, like the man is he's psychic. Okay,
Mark, like 3 minutes ago, Steve was talking a bunch of smack about you.
Yeah, rewind it and find out the facts for yourself.
Yeah. I am. I am 15 short of the whole 80 issue run. I think I'm like 15 issues short.
Wow, that's not bad.
And that's
I'm about 22 issues shy.
Yeah, and surprisingly, not a lot of it is in the 60s and 70s. It's more around the 40s and 50s and a couple of 30s.
It's always near the end because that's when they don't print as much.
Yeah, those are
like, I think one of the hardest issues of Conan for me to get was 275, and it's not like it's a great story. It's okay, but
yeah, that's the same thing. I think I want to say like mid to late 60s on up to 80 are all just considered really short runs.
Yeah. But at least the books that you're needing are the ones that are easier to find.
Now, did you get any of the second run that Marvel had?
I have issue 1.
Okay. With the Optimus face on it.
And it's a gatefold cover, I believe.
Yeah.
Plus,
they had the Headmaster miniseries, which was
I've got the Headmasters.
The
movies.
I've got the movie miniseries. I've got the G.I. Joe and Transformers Marvel series.
Yeah, the crossover. Yeah,
I have issue 3 on hand. Issues 1, 2, and 4 I have in the middle of a claim sale that I'm still trying to claim things because I don't want. I always claim more than I need to because I want to. It helps me cut down on shipping. It evens the shipping out. And then I get this, and then by the time I do all that, I'll get the books. And I was like, I really don't need this, and I really don't need that. But like, it made shipping feel better. All right, issue number 7.
Right. Whatever. Yeah. Did you get you didn't mention the other miniseries. See if you had that. It was called Transformers Red Light District: The Sex Bots. You didn't get that one?
I do not have that one. I do not. I will tell you. There are some Transformers mediums that have been risque. Let's say that.
I was gonna say TJ's gonna rewind this and go, "Hey, I don't like Gary anymore."
No, I just heard of it, but there's some Transformer stuff. I want to say in Japan that maybe a little risque with the side characters. I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
I think we've gotten away from the plot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's wandering.
Yeah.
DVH says you joke, but there is a Japanese manga that is pretty creepy.
Not surprising. Not surprising.
Oh no, I heard about it. Like where are we going with this?
I don't think there's any help, Mark. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm a lost cause, Mark.
All right, so we're gonna go with book number 7, and another Megatron book, another political book.
Ooh.
But this is Transformers issue number 23, and this is from the latest IDW run. They got so far with their run, they rebooted and started over. And in this version, that like this whole book is really like half Transformers, half political, because it's really going over their origin and how both factions came to be, and let's just say the Autobots pre Optimus Prime, the Autobots weren't the Autobots we remember. The way they ran the government was kind of totalitarian, and they just had a war. They just had a big war, not the war we always talk about, but they just had a big war. Excuse me. And they lost a whole bunch of energy, a whole lot of resources. So once they got everything back in order, it's like, if we're going to keep our resources, we need to direct where they go and who does what and who can go where and things. And Megatron is actually like this civil rights leader that's like the government is holding us back. They're holding us down. They won't let us be what we can be. They won't let us grow. They won't let us have energy, blah, blah, blah. All the while, Megatron is really underground meeting with Shockwave and putting together a more violent form of resistance. And in issue number 23, he decides to unveil himself in front of the Senate and basically murder the whole Senate.
Wow. and that's a great painted cover right there too.
And declare his little group to be supreme. This is like the beginning of the Decepticons. And I want to say Sentinel Prime got away. He thought he got away. They went and chopped him down in the middle of the street. And then
it's like a purge.
Yes. And so a couple of issues later, that's when Orion Pax becomes Optimus Prime. But yeah, really interesting. The run was it was a really political run. It's a lot. It's Transformer stuff, but it's a lot about their civilization and how you might call it the rise up.
Rise of the Decepticons. Yeah, I never got that series. That's one that I'm missing out of my collection. But you know what? Now that you're describing it, I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of slow moving. I even caught on to that late, but I was able to. When IDW still had the license, Comixology had almost all of their Transformer stuff on Comixology Unlimited or whatever it is.
Right.
So I could just rent it and read it without actually buying it.
Oh, perfect.
Little did I know, once they lost the license, I lost my
shit. Yeah.
I lost my books.
Oh.
Well, if you can find them cheap enough, they got to be in like dollar bins because that can't be like a really big demand series.
Now, were you in
I don't know. There are a lot of them around. I feel like all the Transformers fans that went out and bought them were like me, and they're not giving up their Transformers books. I feel like that may be a thing.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you heard that they were getting picked up by Image, did that get you more excited, or were you stressed out that they were leaving IDW?
Oh, I was stressed. Once they left IDW, I was stressed out about if anyone would pick them up again. Once Image said they were picking them up, and once they started calling out the names that were associated, like, oh, okay, well, I'm excited. And then I was in a management class for work, and I was on break scrolling through Twitter because that's what we do. And this book called Void Rivals, which I didn't order because I didn't know what it was. This book called Void Rivals has the first Transformers in it. I'm like, wait. So now I got to go call my LCS at Rob.
Order me.
I have this book called Void Rivals. I heard something about it.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I didn't order any.
eBay.
Oh, I bet he was
on
my comic shop ordering. Yeah, it's a great series.
I ended up getting I don't know where I got my first. You know what? I may have gone out of town and gone to a shop out of town, not specifically for that,
right?
But I may have gone out of town, and while I was out of town, gone to a comic shop and got my first issue. But since then, like they've had like 10 printings of
they're on their 12th printing.
Yeah, I know.
The one that just came out, that was the 12th printing.
Yeah, the foil one. I just picked that up.
Was it 12?
Yeah.
I picked up the foil one, and then there was one with Jetfire kind of kneeling
I got that one too.
I thought that was 10th, but that's 12.
No,
the foil one is 12.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
that's the 12th reprint.
Yeah, that whole Energon universe is awesome.
Yeah, that is crazy. They're just milking,
like 2 through 8 are on like 5, 6, and 7th printings and stuff like that with a lot of them.
Yeah, they know that I've been dodging all of the gimmicks. I've been dodging all of the reprints. I don't need all of that stuff. Yep. And then Transformers comes along and they know they got me by the purse strings.
And don't worry, they'll be worth nothing one day. They'll be worth nothing one day. So.
But yes, but I have like all of the Transformers books so far have had second printings, second, third printings, or whatever, and they're just this white background with the character on them. I'm missing 2 of them, and I'm pretty sure I have like 20 of them. I'm missing 2. They know exactly what they're doing and reaching into my wallet personally.
Yep.
Didn't even buy me dinner. Just reached right in my wallet.
That's it.
All right. What's this? Issue number 8?
Yeah, number 8, sir.
All right. We've got Terminator versus
awesome.
Transformers, issue number 1.
Look at that.
This is an exclusive, which was given to me in a mystery box with Taylor Winder. Taylor Winder and I traded mystery boxes, and this came in the mystery box. Now, I do have issues 1 through 4, the A covers, but then I would prolong this show even more.
Yeah, put that real up close. That way DVH and everyone can get a good look at it.
Crazy cool. DVH needs to buy rabbit holes like Mark.
Now, what's your favorite theme song? Transformers or Terminator? Which one do you think's more iconic?
You can put them both together.
You've got the touch. The touch is still it. But I will say if I hear the theme song of the Terminator, it'll be stuck in my head for like 2 weeks. And
right?
For some reason, like I walk upright and I kind of march with it, whatever. Like it'll get stuck there. But cool thing about this book is that both the Transformers show and Terminator 1 dropped in 1984. And so it kind of makes sense that both in this book that the Transformers are getting to Earth right around the same time that the Terminator comes back in time, and that's how they run into each other.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
Now
it was like it was meant to happen, huh?
Yes. Now
is that a one shot?
On, it gets a little wacky as the book goes on, and it may not completely stick the landing.
Was that 4 issues?
Yes, 4 issues.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a limited series. All right.
Yeah, but it's Transformers and Terminator. So I'm not going to argue with semantics and whether it's great or not. It's Transformers and Terminator.
It's going to be great,
right?
What's
machine against machine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who will win?
Yeah, Terminator can just get some more from the future. It's like, come on, boys.
Hold my oil can and watch this.
I may have to go back through that because the ending was really fun, but I don't remember exactly how it went. I may have to go back through it. Again, another set of books I need to read so I can do content on. All right. Book number 9. Transformers Shattered Glass, issue number 1.
That's awesome.
All right. And so first off, you remember the other Marvel Transformers you asked me about?
Yeah.
With Optimus Prime's face on it?
Yep.
It's kind of like this.
Oh yeah, that one I've never seen that cover. That's cool. Yeah.
So that's Blur, and Shattered Glass is basically an inverse Transformers tale where the Decepticons are not. I'm going to say the Decepticons are not evil, and the Autobots are evil.
Perfect.
Ah.
I don't want to let my heart can't let me just let the Decepticons off the hook and say they're good. I'm going to say they're not evil, but the Autobots do end up being
emo
in this book.
They're good.
And our savior, our POV character, is none other than Starscream.
Oh wow!
He's
now,
always
is he your favorite? I know you told me before, and I can't remember.
So Optimus is my default favorite. That's that's my fifth uncle. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard not to love Optimus.
But on the totem pole of Transformers, I like Starscream is up there because he always gave Megatron a hard time.
Right.
Just off of the fact that he never let Megatron sleep. If Megatron was to stub his toe right now, Starscream would declare himself the leader of the Decepticons. Megatron is fallen, but really Megatron just stubbed his toe. But Megatron is about to die, and he's about to be the leader because that's Starscream.
Yeah, that's a kick-ass cover.
Yeah. So there's also a this is a good homage. There's a homage to the Jim Lee cover with Galvatron. There's a homage to that one in this run. There's a homage to I forget the cover where Optimus Prime is kind of kneeled down in front of a grave, in front of a headstone. There's an homage to that in this run.
That's my guy too, Soundwave. I like the cassette tapes.
And Soundwave is a pretty good character in this run. Once you meet him, he's actually a non-combatant, and he's the
communications officer,
the communications guy for our good guy Decepticons, and he's a non-combatant until he has to be.
Until you get his cassettes out, because he's got an army inside of him, you know. Get Laserbeak and Buzzsaw and Ravage, Rumble, all them out.
I want to say somebody did something to his cassettes, and that was one reason why he got.
Oh no, they didn't pull all the tape out of them, did they?
And one of my other favorites from that run, it doesn't come until Shattered Glass 2, but Rodimus. Or just call him Rodimus, not Rodimus Prime, but just Rodimus. Yeah. He is the leader of the Wreckers, which the Wreckers in regular continuity are like, if the Autobots needed to dispatch like a Navy SEAL squad, that's who the Wreckers are. So in the inverse, they're like the craziest of crazy evil Autobots, and Rodimus is like the craziest of the evil Autobots.
God, they're worse than the Junkions. Remember those characters? Those guys were really screwed up.
I don't know, but outside of the movie, I don't know a whole lot about the Junkions though. I bet somebody has done some work on them though. I've got to see. All right, last regular book is going to be Transformers issue number 4.
Great
by
cover.
Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer.
Yeah.
The reason why this is the last regular book, if you ever watch Transformers the movie, after Optimus Prime gets off the ship, I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read that.
Fan of the Wreckers. Yeah.
Yes. So in Transformers the movie, 1986, when Optimus Prime gets off the ship, and he says Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. And he kind of transforms and drives over and meets the Decepticons. And when he transforms, he jumps into the air just like this exact same pose, and is shooting Decepticons from the air. And as soon as I saw this cover, I'm like, whoever drew this cover knew exactly where this pose came from.
Right?
They did it for me. Not for anybody else. They made this cover for me, and then they just happened to print a few more for other people to buy.
Yeah,
but the first one was drawn for me.
All right, I'm gonna pull my book out and put it. This is TJ's book.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's nice. Yeah, that's an awesome cover.
Yeah, I mean, now the run is also great.
Oh yeah,
that's another reason why I
in it.
Here. The run is also great, but I love this cover as soon as I saw it.
You got Bobby saying it's nice, DVH saying it's a stunner. It is.
Yeah.
The look at me cover for Optimus.
that is. Where's CJ?
Right? Look at me.
All right. So which one are we going with, the spec or are we going with the story?
Story.
Your choice. Which one you want to do first?
Or the spec? Yeah, it goes
all
either
right.
way.
I'll go with the spec first. The spec was pretty fun. The spec made my feet hurt though. So my spec book is not a spec because of the book. The spec is because of post-production book stuff. So last January, I went to Fan Expo New Orleans to meet a couple of gentlemen who I knew I had to meet before, but hopefully before I go and hopefully before they go, because I had to go and I had to.
Oh no way!
Get this signed.
That's phenomenal. Double sign.
Got it signed by Peter Cullen up here. Oh, so we can get that. There we go. Signed by Peter Cullen here.
Right by Optimus. Yep.
Frank Welker here.
Oh, you got another. There's more signatures. Holy shit! Yes. Now I'm seeing them.
And then by happenstance, Michael Golden, who did the cover, was at the con, and I got signed by him.
Nice. Wow. Triple sign. Yes. The triple changer.
And so the book itself really isn't a spec book per se, but the ink on the cover I think is a little valuable.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, come on, Frank Welker's a legend. He was voicing our cartoons in the 70s.
I did not know that until I went there and I saw his table and his spread. Like, oh, Frank Welker did a whole lot of
the
stuff.
First I knew of him was Scooby-Doo. And that was like not even his like first stuff, but you know,
that's the first thing I recognized on this table. I'm like, oh, so Frank Welker has just been around our lives forever.
Yeah, like almost any of those cartoons you were watching as a kid had a Frank Welker voice on them.
Yeah, so I got there. I called myself leaving early so I can get to the con early. But then I didn't leave as early as I wanted to. It took me forever to find a parking space, and so I didn't get into the con until 12 o'clock almost. I get there, and of course it's 12, so both Peter and Frank were at lunch. And so I waited quietly in Peter's line as it grew and grew and grew in front of me, and then grew and grew and grew behind me. And it took almost 3 hours in that line to get Peter Cullen's signature. And then they both went off to do pictures and VIP stuff or whatever.
Right.
And they came back and I got Frank Welker's. It was a little bit easier. It was more like a 30-minute wait or so.
That's not bad.
Well, Peter Cullen too. He was one that you had to get just because.
Yeah. Peter Cullen has been on my wish list for a while. Like I have to get a hold of him before he decides that it's time to hang up the touring and hang up the cons, because he's at shows quite regularly. That I guess that's one way to get out of the house.
Yep, he's not spring chicken anymore either.
Right. I've been worried about that the last couple of years. Like, am I ever going to get there? And so it took me a little day road trip from here to New Orleans and back, all in a day.
Because Frank Walker's got to be in his 70s, right, or close to his 80s.
Well, Peter Cullen's 83. Let me look up Frank Walker.
Frank Walker's got to be like 78, 80, something like that.
Frank Walker.
So, Jesus, he's up there.
Yeah, and
he's 78.
Yeah, okay.
This year was the 40th anniversary of Transformers, and so they did a lot of the official Transformers account did a lot of sit downs with voice actors or whatever, and did like 5 or 10 minute interviews or kind of let them speak or whatever. But they did theirs together as a little old couple, and I swear if there was a Peter Cullen and Frank Welker show. Not for characters, just for them. If they had their own sitcom, I would be in front of the TV 5 minutes early every day.
Right?
They are so hilarious. Probably because they've been hanging out with each other since the 80s. But they are so hilarious together when they sit down and talk and reminisce over things.
Wow.
Well, they've probably done so much together. I mean, they probably their friendship is decades old.
Right.
Did you get any photos with them too while you were there? Did you get like a selfie with them?
I did not. Because I didn't know how much I wanted to spend, so I didn't bring a whole lot. But their signatures were like 80 a piece. So yeah.
Wow.
So
really?
so next time I might
damn, for $80 you should be getting some pictures and
dinner. I might go and hit I might go and hit the street corner and make me some extra money around that time next year, so I can get me a selfie or a VIP experience.
Oh no, it's gonna go off the rails again.
I won't tell them how I got my money,
right?
He's just a gigolo, and everywhere he goes.
All right. So that was my spec book. My book with a story is actually 3 books with a story.
Uh-oh.
They're 3 reasonable books. Excuse me. So last year I went to Heroes. Ooh. And I met Ralph Macchio. No, not the Karate Kid. We didn't wax on, wax off. He was a writer and editor at Marvel.
Correct. Yep.
And 3 of the books he wrote.
Yeah, the movie. Nice.
Were Transformers the movie, issue 1 through 3. And so I met him. And we talked a little bit. Got it signed. Speaking of getting out of the house, he told me that Tom DeFalco talked, because he didn't do cons. And Tom DeFalco, issue number 2. Let's see, where are we at? There we go.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good place.
So Tom DeFalco talked him into getting out of the house, going to cons, making a little extra money, meeting fans or whatever. And so he decided that he was going to do that. And so I think Heroes this year was one of his first. And so I went up to him. I got my book signed by him. And then I pulled out my debit card.
You pulled out your what?
My debit card.
Oh.
My bank card.
And your tap.
Yes, except Ralph Macchio only takes cash.
They had to go find a machine somewhere.
Guess who didn't have any cash on them? And so I told him, I said, I offered to leave the books with him while I go and find some cash. He's like, no, take your books with you, and whenever you get your cash, just come and bring it back to me. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And so now I have these 3 books with these signatures, and I haven't paid this man. So I go to an ATM in the facility. It doesn't work. So I find the second ATM in the facility. There's a long line in front of the ATM, but I stand in line, and one person ahead of me, ATM runs out of cash.
Yeah, do it. Runs out of cash. Yep.
And so, like, at this point, I'd been at the con like 3 or 4 hours on my feet or whatever. I really wanted to sit down, but I need to find this guy's cash. And so I went and I harassed a few people, asked where ATM was, and it's like at a hotel down the street. And so I go down the street to the hotel, have to go upstairs, find the ATM off in some little corner or whatever, got some cash, came back and found Ralph Macchio, and I paid him his cash because he was not going to tell me that his first con experience was messed up by this guy who came and stiffed him for $40. That was not going to be me ruining a great creative con experience.
See, and that's the Marine Corps in you. You were not going to accept defeat.
I am not.
Or high water, you were getting this man his cash.
Yes. And integrity is what you do when nobody's looking.
Right.
And that's what we did. We went and found his cash. He's a cool guy. Cool guy. We talked a little bit about the Transformers, the movie, to comic process and everything. But
and I bet you weren't the first person he let do that, and I bet a bunch of them didn't go back.
That would kind of be a shame. Like you said,
because most people don't carry cash now. I know I don't.
I did carry cash, but the little cash I carried I'd already used, not knowing that, because it took me a while. I want to say I came back to his booth maybe 4 times before he finally got there. I want to say I forget who was sitting next to him at the booth next to him, but they say he might have had him some fun that Friday night, and so he might be a little slow getting up Saturday morning, which is understandable. You know, you go out in the town and you of a certain age, and out in this house doesn't feel the same in the morning.
Yeah. And that's the problem with cons too. When you go to a con, you don't know what they're going to be charging for signatures. It's not listed on anything in advance. So you just got to kind of roll the dice and see what it is. So that's why I scope out that aisle first and see if there's a little placard there telling me what they're going to charge. And then the next day or the later on, I can figure it out how many signatures I want.
Yeah, his once he got there, his little setup had it. But like I said, he didn't get that till later on, closer to the afternoon.
Right.
But it was okay though. We finally hooked up. I finally found this cash. Like I said, we had a nice little meet, nice little conversation. Great experience. And good books.
Don't even take cash. Yeah, because a lot of them have those little reader things that you can tap your debit card on or a credit card.
Right. We had a local con here, and they didn't take cash. They didn't take traditional cards. You had to like do a QR code to get.
Really?
I'm like,
I don't like the QR code thing because there's always some spam ad that pops up in it. If you're not paying attention and click it, it's usually some virus that goes to your phone.
Oh, great.
Right. You had to do the QR code, and then through the QR code, you can pay with your card. But they didn't have any kind of swipe or tap machines or anything.
So yeah, don't you guys have PayPal? I can just PayPal you some money.
Something, I don't know, but like
how many apps now where you could just send it?
If you don't want my money, I'll keep my money. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's fine.
That's good though. You got to have a conversation with them, right?
Yeah.
So great books, TJ. That was fun.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I enjoyed myself.
I love watching guests talk about what they love because you can just see the joy on their face, you know?
Right. You get to dig through the box and see what you got and see what's not in order that you need to put in order now.
And that's some rabbit holes that you need to go down and things you got to buy.
What you're missing that you forgot you were missing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And there's always, it always costs somebody some money.
Oh, somebody. It's going to cost somebody some money.
Mm-hmm.
But great show. All right. We'll go around the horn here. Steve, what you got coming up, sir?
Not a whole lot. Well, the Voices Choices tomorrow, and then I've been doing my going through my hidden gems there, running through my collection, which is becoming problematic because I've been shifting all my books over. So then I do some repeats on occasion, but that's okay when I go back because then I can start figuring out what the keys are, like I did with Machine Man on the last one that I did.
Nice.
What you got going on?
Well, coming up in 2 nights' time, we have Fable coming on, and he's doing action figures.
That's cool.
So he wanted to do his own action figure episode. So I'm like, of course.
Absolutely.
And then we also have coming up this month, we have on the 12th, we have Mr. Mark Andrews next Tuesday. So you better be on your P's and Q's. And I believe Mark is doing G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe toys, I believe.
Excellent.
Okay.
And then on the 14th, we have the aforementioned John, Chuck, and Cliff show where they're doing the movies based on a list by Cliff. So that'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be cool.
And then we got the 19th. We have John, the autographed fisherman, coming on for a card edition of the 1011. So we're filling it all out. We're having some fun.
And you're branching out.
yeah. TJ. Oh yeah, I've done a few card shows. TJ, what's coming up for you, sir?
I don't want to make any promises. I've been promising to cover the second half of The Man of Iron for like 2 months. Yes. And like I said, I've been really inconsistent, but we'll see what happens. I got an unboxing I know I need to do with some Transformers books. And I don't know. We'll see. I won't make any promises. We'll see.
He's playing it by ear.
Bell and you'll know.
Right. Well, first of all, Steve, thanks for always being here Tuesday, sir. Great co-host as always. I love
being on your show, man. It's awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we have fun, and all Canadian and American jokes aside. And TJ, it's always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Oh yeah.
So always excited when you're a guest. It's great to hear you because you always talk about things you love. And of course, as always, thank you for your service to our country as well. But thank you so much for being on. And for all those who, Brad, you're going to have to catch the rewind, buddy. But thank you for coming in.
Just made it. All right, we'll start again.
Who are watching tonight and people in the audience, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. And for those of you catching us on the rewind, thank you so much. And make sure you go sub up TJ and Steve the Voice White. Their links are in the description below. And of course, just a general thanks. This was a lot of fun. I love doing this. I love just, it's always something positive. It's always fun. Thank you so much, guys. And as I like to end these things, keep it casual.